We're going to be talking about what we call the four views of the end times. The four views of the end times. Now this is a subject that I'm passionate about, that I really enjoy talking about and I get excited about. And it's not because I have a lot of conspiracies about the end times that I like to talk about. It's more because this saying really impacted me some time ago, that your eschatology determines your soteriology. That sounds pretty complicated, but soteriology is just a theological term that means your understanding of salvation. So your eschatology determines your soteriology. So here's what that means, because a lot of people, they're confused by eschatology and they don't like to debate. They don't want to get into a fight with people. They just don't want the argument. And so eschatology, the study of the end times, that's what that means. It ends up being the weird kid that gets put in the corner. We're not going to talk about it. Leave it alone. It's secondary. It doesn't matter for basic, understanding of salvation and the gospel. So we put it in the corner and we ignore it. And for a lot of people, that is how eschatology, the study of the end times, gets treated. The problem is this statement where it says, where this quote says, your eschatology determines your soteriology. So your understanding of the end times determines your understanding of salvation. Now, that's really challenging because it doesn't make it a secondary issue that you can put in the corner. It makes it an issue that is central to your understanding of the gospel. And people do not want to think of it that way, but let's just take, for example, that if you hold to a view that says everything is getting darker and darker and darker, and we can simply save as many people as we can, get as many people to pray the sinner's prayer before Jesus comes in the rapture to get us out of here. That's one view of the gospel and its extent and its mission. Another view of the gospel is that we move from glory to glory, that church history has been progressively taking the kingdom and advancing it into the earth, and that we're taking over the kingdoms of this world with the kingdom of our Savior. That understanding has an opposite movement toward it. Those two understandings of the basic gospel message are impacted depending on the person's eschatology. And there's a lot of people right now that are kind of bipolar in their theology. They're trying to advance the kingdom while holding to an eschatology that says the world is crumbling. While holding to an eschatology that we're supposed to be advancing the kingdom, we also know, but Jesus could come interrupt us at any time and take us out of here. Instead of that, he's actually behind us going, go for it, you have a ways to go. Plus, when the only signs that you look for are negative signs that things are going down, you end up with one view. But as we talked about in one of the earlier classes this semester, we talked about that the fivefold ministry from Ephesians chapter 4, that the apostle, prophet, evangelist, pastor, and teacher are here until. There are several contingencies until we come to the unity of the faith, until we come to a perfect man in the knowledge of Jesus Christ, the full stature of the knowledge of Jesus Christ. So there is a contingency based on that until that we haven't met yet. So for someone to say it could be any second rapture, I don't really buy that. When we look at Ephesians chapter 4, it says these five are here until, and the untils haven't occurred. So that creates at least a small time gap for us to get to the unity of the faith before the next event occurs. We're not anywhere near the unity of the faith at the moment. I have a statistic in one of my books that talks about how there are over 33,000 Christian denominations. 33,000, not 3,300, 33,000. I don't believe we're moving to a point where the unity of the faith means a one-world denomination where we all agree doctrinally. that is not the goal. That doesn't matter. What matters is going to be a unity that's based out of the heart. So Christians worldwide in those 33,000 denominations will need to have a love in their heart that unifies them.